is a quick, easy weeknight supper to put together. I'm starting with a beautiful piece of silver salmon. This is with the skin on, and this is wild caught from Vital Choice Wild Seafood and Organics, and you can see what beautiful fish that is. I'm just going to brush it with a little tiny bit of olive oil over the top. And then I'm going to coat it with barbecue seasoning. That's right, barbecue seasoning. This is going to be dry rub barbecued salmon. So just whatever your favorite mixture is. This is a mixture of brown sugar and paprika and chili powder and garlic powder and black pepper. But just whatever your favorite barbecue seasoning is. And it's best to put that dry rub on and let it sit for a few minutes before you're ready to cook, to allow the flavors to absorb into the fish for a little bit. So we'll let that sit for a minute while I get the pan ready to sear it. This dish uses a quick, almost foolproof cooking method. I have a small saute pan over a medium flame. I'm going to add a little bit of oil. Always heat your pan first, then add the oil, and allow the oil to heat through before you put any food into the pan. When you put your food into the pan, if you don't hear a sizzle, the pan wasn't ready yet. So we'll give that just a second. We're just about ready to go in the pan now, so I'll just put this in. You hear that little sizzle, that means we're ready. We're just going to let that salmon cook, and it will take just a couple of minutes here in the pan. And you'll see it will start to change colors, and it will change colors from the bottom up. Just leave it alone and let it do its thing. I know everyone's always tempted to move it around, but that's not what you need to do. Now once the salmon gets cooked about halfway up, and you'll see where it's starting to change color right there on the bottom just a little bit. Once it's cooked about half the way up the side, we're going to transfer the whole pan to the oven. The oven's preheated at 450 degrees. Make sure you're using a pan that is oven safe, so one that has an oven-proof handle. And using this method, you don't end up making as many dishes either, because you're just using the same pan for on top of the stove as you are for in the oven. Now you can see that it's starting to change colors there at the bottom. You can see that's where it's beginning to cook. We're going to let it continue to do that for just a few more minutes. So you can see that the salmon is changing color, so now it's time to transfer the whole pan to the oven. So into the oven it goes for about another 4 minutes. When using the stovetop to oven method, when you bring the pan out of the oven, be sure to keep a hot mitt or a dry towel wrapped around the handle. Now you'll see that our salmon is perfectly cooked. If you like crisp salmon skin, this is beautifully crisped and ready to enjoy. If you prefer not to eat the skin, because it's so crisp, it's easy to remove. Simply slide your spatula between the meat and the skin, and it will lift right off. We'll complement the flavors of the barbecued salmon with a simple relish made from sweet corn, fresh garden tomatoes, and a little bit of avocado. It's been mixed with a little bit of olive oil and a little bit of fresh lime juice, and all those fresh flavors of summer go perfectly with the barbecue flavor of the salmon. So there you have it. Good for you and delicious to eat. Barbecued salmon with summer relish.